Blazing Hit Radio.
I love that morning show.
Now with more Us.
They wake me up.
Better music, less commercials, more Larry and Kathy.
In the morning, in the shower.
Are you dropping off Facebook? Are you going to quit Facebook?
No, we can't quit Facebook.
Well, they say that there was this breach of 50 million people, and
Yes.
that they
That's
basically
bad.
their business model is to sell your data, and that's
It is?
Yeah,
I thought their business model, Mark
was to
Zuckerberg,
bring the community together
right,
and all
was
this
family.
That's all nice and everything like that, but the
Doesn't
thing
make
is,
you money.
Well, he apologized on CNN. He said that it's kind of like his bad, and that's pretty crazy that he actually did the interview because he's pretty shy about stuff like that.
Yes, he is, but he had to do something because the stock is dropping.
Oh, yeah.
People want answers.
People are bailing.
Yeah.
And it's funny, too, because there's a different app that some guy made that Facebook bought for like $19 billion.
What?
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
Okay.
This was a while ago.
Okay.
But
like
the guy,
competition.
Right, but they bought the app. Facebook bought it.
Okay.
For $19 billion. And the guy who invented that app is like, you should quit Facebook.
I did see that.
Right,
I did
so it's
see that.
if somebody paid me $18 billion, I'm saying Facebook rules.
Right.
They don't sell your data.
Right. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
You can't leave Facebook. That's the way we all stay connected.
Facebook rules.
I'm going back to my island now.
Right. What?
Yeah, true.
Oh my God. So no. So it's like I've seen some things on some sites and apps that are like, oh, here's how to block Facebook from getting all your data. But
Right.
pretty much they know everything about you. When you agree to any of these apps, even if it's like, it's so annoying because you could be like, hey, I'd like an app that shows me recipes. Now they can listen to you on your phone.
Yes.
They can go through your photos. They can just basically go to any website you go to.
Right.
Right. And so then they sell that data to everybody else. And it's just insane.
Yeah. So there's a new study that coincides with exactly what you're saying.
And it says, go into the mountains, break your phone, and build a fire.
But Mark Zuckerberg is saying that he's sorry and that they're trying to change it and we will see a different Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we will see a different Facebook. So what does that mean?
He just, that they're going to try to make sure that your data isn't sold to other companies, that they'll delete your data after they receive it to help them out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it.
He wrote that the company made mistakes and outlined how it changed its policies to make sure that user data is now protected. He says, I wish we would have taken these steps earlier. And it's probably the biggest mistake we've made here.
He says he could. Some people are saying that Facebook could be in trouble with the investigation into Russia and the Trump thing.
Right, because they knowingly knew that they were bunk accounts.
Yeah.
And they took the money anyways.
And they knew that they were going after certain data, you know what I mean?
Right.
And what about reach, man? Larry used to post things and get so many likes and views.
Right. They pull back on the algorithms because they want you now
to pay
to reach people. So they gave everybody this like cool free format, got everybody into it and addicted, and then they were like, oh, now you can pay to reach. So, and that kind of makes sense to a certain degree because why would you open this big business and then let everybody have everything for free?
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you're Walmart now, you're thinking of your advertising budget and you're like, well, now we have to allot X millions of dollars to spend to promote on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Facebook's like, hell yeah.
Right. Zuckerberg said Facebook plans to alert everyone whose data was accessed by Cambridge Analytica.
It'll be one of those fun animated videos, and it's all, your video was sold to these people. They know all about you.
And everyone
right.
will
They
get
looked
it.
at your pictures of your naked husband and the things that you do. And little balloons float up with you and your husband naked. You're like, that's our pictures.
Oh, my God. He added he wishes the company hadn't waited so long to tell people what happened. He said that's definitely something that, looking back on this, I regret we didn't do at the time.
He's all, I totally regret we got caught.
Yes, that's what it was.
Every time with him.
And then I heard more of the interview, and he was talking about the fact that now that he has daughters, he's changed, and every day he wakes up and goes, I hope my daughters are proud of me
what
today.
I did today.
And so he wants to go. Did you hear the interview?
Yeah,
okay.
I saw some of it.
And
after I saw it, I was like, I know where he doesn't do interviews. You're weird looking.
He's part of the Ed Sheeran family.
Right.
Right.
But I'm also,
He's a cousin.
with all that money, nobody can recommend it. No, anyway. So no.
Although he works out. I mean, his body is all
for
in
sure.
shape.
I mean, we're all attracted to him.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
It's the billions.
Right, exactly. If he'd marry her, we all had a shot.
Oh, come on. They were always in love.
Is she gorgeous?
No. Well, I mean,
She's his Yoko. He's our John.
okay, so now to the study about Facebook.
Okay.
Study links the music you like, quote unquote, hit like on Facebook to your personality. A new study shows links between your Facebook likes and your personality, specifically your openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism.
Okay, so in other words, they just can tell by all the things you like more about you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example,
I also hear, by the way, that when you go on these sites where it's like BuzzFeed and they're like, tell us about you. Tell us about your likes, or which restaurants would you pick?
Right.
That all that data is stored too. So now there's
for those stupid surveys that you just want the answer if you're a lion or a,
I know, but sometimes
or a superhero. Like,
I know
they're using that data.
I know, but sometimes the questions are like, would you, tickle your friend or shove him off a bridge? And then you're like, shove him off a bridge. They're like,
psychopath,
murderer.
Right.
Yep. You go in another category,
here.
right?
Yeah. Although, I mean, that is the age we live in. Computers can run through data so fast that they really can find out anything about us.
We all probably are assigned a color.
Yeah.
And then it's like the vibrance of the color. So in other words, I have a color that says, all he looks at is dudes on dudes. And
light blue.
Right. Exactly. Dark blue.
Yeah.
I was say that's dark blue.
Well, either way. And then it's like, then they bring in a color for, they also look up a lot of recipes. You know what I mean?
Right.
They like caramel. Caramel's their key word, their key search word.
Let's see. So my Facebook would say, what about me?
It would say deaf dog lover.
Right. Never goes online.
Black man, black guys.
Connoisseur.
Right.
Yeah. And family. Talks to family, right?
Right. It would say it in a nice way.
Overuses the heart emoji.
It wouldn't say it wouldn't say that like we're fat. It would say they're connoisseurs of things that are destructive to the waistline.
Right. Hey, we all have an addiction. Okay, so Bolty, what would it say about you?
Sports addict for sure. That's all I use social media for, really.
Oh, really?
And choke out porn.
Guilty.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathy.
Hey, we're having issues with our text line, so you're going to actually have to call us.
Yes.
303-728-3420 is the YOLO Rum line. And, chime in on this Facebook thing. Again, the number's 303-728-3420. Are you at all concerned about being tracked? Maybe that's why you don't even have a Facebook page.
Right.
And
if you do, what does it say about you?
Well, I mean, did you go in and did you click on these things that limit their access to you? Because apparently, and this is the way they trick you a lot, and I don't do this, is when they say, hey, sign in to your Facebook through our app.
Oh,
you know
right. Yes, I always do that because you want it all connected.
Right, and so I never do that. So that means that anybody that you logged onto their site, they now can go through your phone and all that.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
But that would be, I think, Twitter and Instagram are the ones.
I don't know.
Not even like if you're buying tickets to a show. They ask, do you want to just make it easy? We have your information from Facebook.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so you don't have to fill out any more forms.
And by doing that, now they go through your crap.
You know what's going to be weird? We're going to be sitting at home one day and go, yeah, maybe we should go to a movie. And then all of a sudden it's going to be all beep, beep. And it's all, your Uber's outside. We heard you say that.
A movie.
Movie tickets purchased.
There are 2 movies starting in the next 30 minutes.
Right, exactly. We also heard you say you needed to bury a body. They're listening.
Okay, so back to the study that somebody did about Facebook likes and your personality, okay? Mm-hmm. So here it is. People that were the most open, I don't know, open to experiences, open to whatever. They didn't
open sexually.
I don't know. Those people liked, quote unquote, Bjork And Tom Waits. Anybody know who Tom Waits is?
No.
He must be a Bjork kind of singer.
Okay, so Bjork is like some weird lady.
Yes, the most extroverted. So the ones that seem to be out there the most in their what they liked on Facebook.
Okay.
The music they tended to listen to was Gucci Mane and Waka Flocka. So
that's weird. Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Now this. Well, I don't know if this is trying to say something, but it seems like they've hit the nail on the head. The least open people, the ones that stick to their thoughts and they're not open about acceptance.
Right,
You know, they're the most closed off, narrow-minded
Right.
people. They like country music.
Oh, really?
Luke Bryan, who has that song, I believe most people are good.
I believe most people are good.
And mamas go on to sainthood. Right. So obviously he's not the least open-minded.
Well, I mean, you know what?
And Jason Aldean, who's another famous country artist, which is kind of crazy because he was the one who had the concert in Vegas.
Right.
He was the one that was up on stage. So you think he'd be more accepting and loving of everybody.
Well, and then it's kind of a race. It's like, who'll have the first big gay star, country or rap? You know what I mean?
Right. Isn't there a rap artist? Well, we got Frank Ocean.
Yeah, and there's a couple like I don't know. There's a couple guys on Love and Hip Hop that are like pretty queened out.
Totally.
But I don't know if they're rappers.
Or just the assistants to the chicks.
Right.
Right.
They do all those different color hair.
But some
like
of the chicks look like drag queens.
Little Uzi Vert. That guy definitely has some flamboyant
Right.
to him when
Is
he's
that
on
Miami?
stage. He's the guy with the dreads and has this
Okay,
pierced.
what's happening there?
I don't know. He looks like Beetlejuice.
Right. Okay, so
I like all the new rappers. They're all great. Lil Pump.
Yeah,
he's great.
Right.
Hey, and the least agreeable people, the ones who you can't get anything out of,
Right.
they like Marilyn Manson, Judas Priest.
Right. And
Which you think, hello, let's remember Judas Priest lead singer is gay, so you should have a little bit more acceptance. Placebo and Rammstein.
okay.
Okay. Most neurotic people, they like also Marilyn Manson and Placebo. Plus,
I didn't even know people still liked Marilyn Manson.
Yeah.
they like the Smiths and Escape the Fate. Have you heard of them?
So
You're my music dude, Pulte.
this is what's crazy is like this tells you how old Facebook people are.
Right?
Maybe.
That's why all 20-somethings are on Snapchat, I guess.
Right.
Because shouldn't this music also be like some people liked Iggy Azalea?
Yeah.
I mean, the Waka
Nobody
Flocka
likes Iggy anymore.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, shouldn't there be variables all over that are a
You
little
think.
more current?
Right. You're
Like
right, but
Marilyn
Waka Flocka is
Manson.
probably the youngest, and
Right,
Luke
right.
Bryan and Jason Aldean. They're
There's
probably
no
the
One
most.
Direction or
Right.
Zayn or
Yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah.
Little
so-
Xan.
Right. Oh, ugh.
Oh, isn't he adorable? Don't you
Isn't
want to
he?
just get him braces?
Blazing Hit Radio.
Now with more us.
They're just really funny.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathy.
Something that is going viral.
Yeah.
It's about some guy confronting somebody on a board,
Yes.
and he basically is calling this guy out, but the guy doesn't know that it's him.
Yeah. So expect to see this video today, and if you want to see it sooner than later, just go to our Facebook page. We'll have it on there. But the guy's last name is Gay, and he shows up to a school board meeting. He's an older guy.
Okay.
Shows up to a school board meeting where they're talking about bullying and what they can do to try to thwart the bullying.
Okay.
And the sad thing is there's 5 people that
Right.
showed up to this school board meeting.
Right.
All the council members are there.
Okay.
And then the old guy walks up to address the council.
Right.
Okay?
The gay guy.
No.
Well, I mean, he's not a homosexual. His name is gay.
His name is Greg Barrett.
I thought you said his name was gay.
It was. His
Oh.
legal last name is Gay, and he had to change it because of the bullying.
Oh, that would suck, man. If your last name was that, and kids already bully you,
And he was
if
in
they
Texas.
think you're gay,
Right.
But I mean, to have the name
Gay, right? So anyways, as you hear, it's a 2-minute speech he's given to the city council or to the council people, and the whole thing is the main council member is the guy that bullied him relentlessly, made him almost commit suicide. So let's listen to him address this dude.
My name is Greg Barrett. I graduated from KSD in 1983. I started in 1975 with Mr. Lance. My legal name is Greg Gay.
Mr. Lance is shaking his head.
Unbelievably bullied. I started out and I had teachers that bullied me. I had kids that bullied me. Even the coaches. I had nobody to turn to. One day at lunch, I had my head shoved in the urinal where it busted my lip.
Wow.
What's crazy is the guy that's telling the story looks older than the guy who bullied him.
Yeah.
So they were obviously more like classmates, or was the guy his teacher?
No, classmates.
Oh, okay.
Classmates.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Laid on the ground in a fetal position as the kids kicked me. I got up, I rinsed my face off, I walked out of the lunchroom, walked straight to the principal's office, and he told me, these kids will grow up someday. They won't always be like this. But yet, here I am, covered in urine from laying on the ground underneath the urinal. My lip was busted, and they sent me home.
Okay, stop there. Stop there. So now the council dude is
starting to dawn on him.
He was like he's taken his glasses off. He's pulled his body language back.
This is totally like, where is this going? Because he's either going to be like, I'm sorry I did that, or he's going to be like, he's a liar, or he's going to be like, excuse me, I believe I have a lunch I had to
right,
be
exactly.
at.
What's that? My car's on fire. Okay. So now, I went home is the last thing he said.
Okay.
And I got the 45 out of my father's drawer and put it in my mouth. Because at this point, I had nobody in the school system to help me. Is that the way this is going to be? Lance, you were the one that shoved my head in the urinal. Thank you.
Ooh, and then he kind of raises his hands.
Yeah,
and then he walks away.
Right. And
then the guy's kind of laughing.
Lance is laughing.
Because I got witnesses that were there when it happened.
He said, want to debate it? I have witnesses that were there. Lance doesn't know what to say. He's shaking his head.
He's like, check my emails.
All right, our next speaker is Mr. Joey Beckham.
Woo! We need answers. Everybody, we need this to go viral, so that guy has to answer.
Yeah, we'll put this up on our page, on our Facebook pages as well. And, that's it's crazy. I mean, it is crazy when you get that opportunity to confront your bully. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially if it's on tape like that, you may as well, I guess.
Right. You know what? And it's sad, though, that he's working for the school. So he doesn't even comprehend... You know, like I have one of my, she didn't bully me, but she bullied my best friend, and they were cousins. She was the cheerleader. My best friend was overweight. We were in band together, you know, and the cheerleader chick, she bullied her relentlessly. And she now is like a dean at one of the schools.
Oh, wow.
That, you know, it's like up in Adams 12. It's like, wow, how do the bullies stay around the kids where they're part of the problem in the first place?
I think that the only move for that dude that was being confronted was to be like, hey, you're right, man. I was a jerk.
And he didn't.
And I feel bad. And it's like he was put on the spot, so he didn't know how to react. So he's probably still a jerk.
Right.
That's what a bully would do, is just sit there and laugh and say, next speaker.
Right. Totally.
Exactly.
You didn't do it.
Right.
I don't care what they say about me.
And now,
I go dumb, I go stupid, I get crazy.
come on and clap. It's Kathy J's Stupid News.
Okay, just bear with me on this one, okay? So a guy just got found guilty of being grossly offensive. Okay.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, grossly offensive.
I'm so curious what that even means, because grossly offensive to me is like, you showed me your open wound. And
throwing poop,
Okay.
something.
Actually, it was more like, grossly offensive, meaning he committed a hate crime.
Okay.
That kind of grossly offensive.
That's even worse.
And the reason why he got charged with the hate crime is because he taught his dog to Nazi salute. Are you kidding me?
Okay, I would just tell the judge that's a high five.
That's a high five.
All right.
Oh my God.
But if you go, sing high,
right,
and the dog goes up, you're like, okay,
that's the command.
That's racist.
Yeah, that's the
Turns
command.
its head.
Courts rule, right, exactly.
And it has a little dark mustache.
So courts ruled that Mark Meacham, a.k.a. he calls himself Count Dankula, knew what he was doing apparently when he filmed his pug watching Hitler speeches and doing
Oh my God.
the Nazi salute.
the Nazi salute. You're a good dog.
It was a pug. And I like pugs. Pugs are cute.
Right.
Should have been a
Okay.
German Shepherd.
It should have been
Right. A pure German Shepherd.
So he taught his pug to do the Nazi salute in response to phrases that would come on the Nazi shows like Sieg Heil.
Sieg Heil.
The dog would do it with his hand up.
Right.
Scottish courts, they just convicted him. Now he's awaiting sentencing.
Oh my God. Him
It
or
got-
the dog?
Yeah.
Right, him. Right, it's not the dog.
The dog's in the dog pound.
Right,
In
right.
a little racist area.
I was going to say totally in his group of these pugs.
Yeah, he's hanging with the German Shepherds, and they're like, "Yo, dude, you're not one of us."
Right. Get away.
Right.
Yeah, so the video reached more than 3 million views. And then viewers complained about the hateful content of the video. Police arrested him for hate speech on Tuesday. He was found guilty of being grossly offensive under the Hate Speech Act, Hate Crime Act.
See, you know,
He says he did it to piss off his girlfriend, Suzanne Kelly, who owns the pug. She told the Daily Record that the video was designed to annoy me, so he didn't tell me until it was done, and he was already past 1 million views.
and so now she gave the dog to the pound.
Yeah.
And now some poor old Jewish lady adopted him.
Right.
And she loves to watch documentaries.
She does. And every time,
Every time the dog's like, ha! Sieg Heil!
He's all bad.
Right. Could you imagine? You'd be like, did my dog just...
He snapped at me. He snapped at me.
He has a little mustache,
Right.
a little patch of hair. Oh my God. So he's going to appeals court. He could be looking at up to 6 months in prison and be required to pay a fine because it's tied to a hate crime.
That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's insane.
So he's saying it was just a joke. Courts are saying,
We need better hate crime laws like that here.
You're right.
More stiff penalties.
A lady mysteriously heard her late sister's name in the popular song Hello, saying hello to her.
Adele's hello? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, which is crazy.
Okay, so it's Adele going, hello, it's me. I heard my sister in there.
Okay, right. Okay.
What?
Okay.
So she actually did.
Okay.
Okay, Crystal Silva is 22, recently moved back to Phoenix to be closer to her mom and dad. She'd moved with her family to Texas, where her sister Christy tragically died due to a kidney failure, okay? Christy was also 22 when she died. Just follow me here. So she called me her little nurse. They were good friends. Well, on Monday, Crystal says she's on her way to the gym in Phoenix. She's listening to the radio. She passes the hospital where Christy was cared for. She's overcome with emotion. And then she says, all of a sudden, she broke down crying. And then she heard the song on the radio say,
Hello. It's me. And she's all, ah! And then she crashed?
Okay, so it's not Adele. It's Crystal heard the popular 2010 synth pop hit Hello.
So it's all, hello.
Maybe.
It's me.
We have to look it up. One of the chorus lines sounded different, or perhaps it was altered. Her first reaction was, what? What are they saying? This isn't how the song goes. And then she turned it up to listen more closely. And that's when it literally said, it's Crystal.
Hello.
Oh, I just
Yeah,
called
Christy.
to say hello. That's the one.
Okay.
I just got to say hello.
So she said she took out her phone in hopes it would say it again, and she was able to record it. Crystal sure did record the line again from her ears and our ears. It does sound like it says, hey, Christy says hello. The original lyrics are, I just
says hello.
And I just came to say hello were the original lyrics.
Okay, that's just
Christy
being high and
says
wanting
hello.
to hear something.
Yeah.
No. She immediately rushed home, showed the video to her family and friends. Everybody said, yeah, that's exactly what it's saying. Well, then they finally called the radio station and found out the DJ's name that's on during that hour, her name's Christy.
Oh.
So Christy says hello.
Christy
They did
says
alter the
hello.
song, but
right. See, sometimes an artist will do
Yes.
like 10
Specific.
versions for the top 10 markets.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, for cities.
right. Like they did that for that don't impress me much.
Right.
So, who do you think you are? Bill and Fred in the mornings on KZZP? That don't impress me much. So she said that to like 20 times
Yes.
or 30 times.
Right.
So I wonder if that was that. So it really was an altered version.
It really was,
But
right.
Right.
Yeah, so hilarious. that the station and
Right. So it's like she's now suing the station.
right for trauma,
right,
for
exactly.
emotional
distress.
And finally, somebody called the cops during a park's dinosaur event to ask, will there be any live dinosaurs on this dinosaur event?
You're all, yeah, sure.
What's the line from Jurassic Park? Will there be any dinosaurs on this dinosaur tour?
Right.
The Parks Department in Arizona, Eloy, Arizona, held a children's event this weekend called the Day of the Dinosaurs. There's a bunch of activities, including pretty large, impressive fake dinosaurs.
Okay.
Well, during the event, a lady called the cops to report that there were dinosaurs on the loose. And then she asked them, are they real? They're real. Those are real dinosaurs, right?
Oh, God.
The dispatcher told her, no, those aren't real
So are
dinosaurs.
those like the ones I rode to school? That's how old I am.
She said she sure thought so. And she was just double checking because her brother said that they were.
So there's
she
probably
wanted-
those those inflatable ones are the ones that kind of move.
Yeah.
That if you can put people under.
No, it's the ones like we've seen that Trax had. I think we had on
Yeah,
the
the
Everyday
inflatable
Show.
one.
No, not inflatable.
Oh, yeah, where it
but
really looks like a velociraptor.
And you crawl into it.
Right.
And then it's so it's a big rubber,
Right.
real looking
So if
dinosaur.
you had cataracts and you were old.
You'd think that this was a real, because
Right,
their head
for
moves,
sure.
they can
Yeah.
make them growl.
Right. She's like, I think the end of times has come.
Exactly. Sit down, Grandma. We're coming to get your license.
You're the only dinosaur here, old lady.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Good morning, you guys.
Now with more us.
You rock.
Better music, less commercials, more Larry and
I
Kathy.
just love you both.
How's your husband's balls?
Yeah.
The scab has gone away. Thank you for asking.
There's a bunch of people that don't know he got a vasectomy. They're like, how's your husband's balls? Oh, the scab went away.
Yeah, did you find the scab
Awkward.
somewhere?
See, he was climbing a fence and it didn't end well.
Oh, yes. The scabs were like, there's a bunch of crabs and they walked the line because they were, on, what do you call that?
Where are you going with this?
What do you call it?
Yeah, just have the rim shot ready.
What do you call
I don't know
that?
where he's going.
When you all of a sudden are at work and you have a situation where you're like, we're on strike.
Scabies. No, that
Right.
was the
Yeah.
that was people in the neighboring town from where I grew up.
Right. So the people that cross the picket line
Scrubs.
are scabs.
Scabs.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what okay,
So
yeah,
these,
you're right.
These crabs are scabs.
Okay. They've crossed
Now I'm just knee deep
Yeah,
in your
so
husband's
just-
pubes, and I just don't know what's happening.
Stop.
Okay, so how is he? He did do the vasectomy, and I know there was some sort of he was given some homework
Yes.
as far as extraction goes.
Right, because you got to extract like 15 times before, and then you go in and test it.
Right, and
Right.
I know Mr. Efficient's like he's kept a log. a
Right.
journal.
Oh no, because he's very efficient.
Right, he's all day 7.
Right. So I
Beautiful
think
night by myself.
Yeah.
I can hear the girls playing upstairs with Kathy. It's so annoying. He's all, but I got my video started.
Right, I can do this.
Right. He's all nothing like being forced to do this.
Right. The score is, I think, Kathy 3, Mr. Efficient 7.
Oh.
So
At least
Wow, I'm shocked you even hooked him up 3 times.
3's pretty good.
hey, I didn't get mine. It was just you need to do this kind of thing.
Something tells me that you were still on with your other hand on your phone, sending text and stuff like this.
Definitely.
And the girls are upstairs watching Frozen at full blast.
Right, totally.
Right.
You know what? How else do you clean out the DVR? If you're not on your phone or you're watching TV.
So then he's not almost done. I mean, he's almost
not
done.
almost done. He's almost done.
Okay.
I mean, he went to Seattle last night
Oh.
for a business trip or something. So for all I know, he could have caught up.
Business trip.
Right. All 5 of them could have been caught up last night. I don't know what he was doing.
Poor housekeeping.
Right.
She said, what is with all this towels and Kleenex everywhere? He's so sorry, I had to.
Right. So
She's like, oh, you got vasectomy. How's your scab?
What should I help you remove?
no.
She's all, if you put the black light in here, it would look like Avatar.
Yeah, that's true. So thank you for asking. He's doing better. It wasn't a good recovery like a lot of guys have.
Oh, really?
No, his was like painful and swollen, and
right.
So.
So now,
lasted longer than a lot of other dudes.
So now he's okay.
I think so.
Okay. So last I checked, after the 3 I was committed to.
Right. The other night he was like, "Do you want to look at it for me? Tell me how it's healing." And I was like, "Not really."
She's like, "Honey, that's what your gay friends are for."
He turned the light on.
Look at it.
Turned the light on. I had to look down there. I was like, "Yeah, it looks fine." It didn't. But I'm not gonna tell you that. Part of it was half healed. Part of it wasn't.
Oh my God.
Right.
Still discolored?
Part of it had the yellow goo as your scab is trying to form on top.
Whoa.
Yep. I was like, yeah, that looks great. Keep putting Neosporin on it. I don't want him to panic.
By saying what you just said, there's probably hundreds of men who are like, can't do it. Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
You're gonna have to get your uterus out.
No, it's not.
Tie your tube.
Come on, dude.
Let's just wear rubbers forever.
Yeah, like a guy wants to say that.
I know, but
it's
still, that didn't sound good.
Although I would prefer it because it's less cleanup for me if you wear rubber.
The way you describe that looks like when I flip over the eggs and one of the yolks burst.
Oh no, it's not like that.
Oh. No, I was just saying because you said it was yellowish,
slow ooze.
Right. Well, I was just talking about the normal process of a healing scab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you. Ugh.
I don't know.
It's gross.
You're the one who made it sound gross.
Yeah, but you're the one who said it was gross. It was like we're talking like a pinky thumbprint size of a scar. You're making it sound like it's an omelet.
Yeah, it was like murder scene. The OJ murder scene.
Jesus.
Nicole and Ron.
Blazing Hit Radio.
I love that morning show.
Now with more Us.
They wake me up.
Better music, less commercials, more Larry and Kathy.
In the morning, in the shower.
There's a reason all your food porn gets the most likes.
Yeah.
Food makes us happy. Does that make you happy?
Yes, we are Americans, damn it.
Well, even when we on the show, we kind of gravitate to food talk because...
And we haven't talked about it yet this morning.
Well, and here's the thing. It's like, truth be told, producer Bolty, write this down.
Okay.
When you're where you're at right now, it's like lots of dating and there's sex, and then you meet some new girl and it's like, ooh, sexy, right? And then you're gonna meet that special girl and you're gonna be like, ooh, we're gonna be sexy together.
Right.
Then there's gonna be a couple years of sex,
right?
And then you'd be like, sex over there, want to sex outside in the forest, sex.
And she likes the sex too.
Right. She's on, yeah.
Right.
But then, as you guys stay together, the more you stay together, there's less, and more,
right?
Eating.
Because, exactly.
Right, like sex, food replaces sex to a certain degree.
Yeah.
Right.
And so then there's years, the segue where you're still having sex and starting to eat food.
Right.
So now you're like, well, hey, I can't get mad at her for having a little roll. I have a roll too.
Exactly.
And let's go get some rolls.
Right.
So then,
now we've accepted our roles together.
Exactly. You know your role.
Right. And we're both addicted to food.
Right. And so now all of a sudden, less sex, more eating. And then that's kind of like all of a sudden, to a certain degree, it's like, ooh, let's go get something to eat. Oh, that'd be amazing. Or like when we talk about food, it's like ours talking about sex.
Right. Let's go do it.
Does sex and food ever come together? Like, come here, girl, I'm going to pour gravy down your back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop turning me on, Volty.
Obviously that works.
Yeah, that will work.
Man,
that'll spark it back up.
Man, I'm getting my paybacks for all those times I was assertive and flirting with Wig. It's all happening right in front of me now.
Totally. But
it's Mike up and coming.
I don't do the physical like you do.
Well, you said one morning you're like, "Oh, Bolty, you're so cute. I'm gonna think about you later."
Okay,
I didn't even know what that.
Kidding.
I know, but still, it was
Where were you?
I'm just saying.
Shut up.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying. I'm getting my payback.
Right.
You would think that's good.
But I don't. When Bolty bends over, I'm not over here going, "Look at his butt."
Okay.
When you pick up your papers, I definitely check you out.
Shut up, Bolty. You're not helping the situation. And you shouldn't.
That's my sister's butt.
It's not.
Quit looking at my sister's butt.
What did you say my butt was, Larry? You have the best line.
It's like when a regular butt is leaning against a glass door.
A sliding glass door. That's my butt. Although I have some weird little shelf at the top of it, it's just lost it on the bottom.
Right. But at the very top, above that is a tramp stand.
I know, and I got to get rid of that thing, man.
Why?
Because it was just supposed to be the Cancer crab, because that's my zodiac sign, and I'm doing it in some stupid trailer, and I was like, it's done so quick. What else you got? Add more to it. I could add a tribal. Yeah, do a tribal. Oh my God. I'll make it like waves. Okay.
So it goes into the waves, and then above that is the Aerosmith logo. And then
the Van Halen logo.
Right.
Yeah. Prince.
Def Leppard.
The Prince symbol.
That's by the booty hole.
Yeah. Right around it.
Right around that. Okay.
Anyway.
So we were talking about food.
Yeah. Right.
So the happiest moments, it's funny you say that because the happiest moments, the new survey just came out, 76% of people, so that's most of us, say that on an average day, our happiest moments are when we're eating.
And I would imagine that most of those moments involve cheese. Because, like, the thing is, like, when you look at all those delicious or tasty videos, all the best ones have some element of cheese in it.
Exactly, they do. Like the cheese dipping sauce on your fries.
Amazing Philly little sandwiches or whatever.
Cheese on top of spaghetti, lasagna, cheese on top of Mexican food.
I have to fight this
Cheese
every
on-
day with
right.
Chris because he wants to go back to regular cheese or whatever. And I'm still, no, we have to buy the fake expensive cheese. It's better for us.
Go, Chris.
See, the Dairy Council has both of you on its side.
We are hooked in by the Dairy Council. So the things that we love that make us the happiest here in America, we love our chocolate, we love our pizza, and we love everything fried.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anything fried, like even a cat turd fried dipped in ranch.
I could
like,
try
I'll try
it. You know what's crazy? Yesterday, for the first time ever, I had a chimichanga.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's just a deep fried
that's a burrito. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I thought it was more like a, I don't know, like, you know, chile relleno kind of thing. Like, I just thought there was, or a tamale. I thought there was something else in this fried
Right. It's
thing.
kind
I
of
didn't
like
know
a-
it was just my burrito that was deep fried.
Right, you know, like some Mexican guy in a restaurant like accidentally knocked his burrito in the deep fryer and
Yeah.
they're like, hey, that tastes good.
Right. I love the crispiness of it. It
Right.
was bomb.
It's kind of like a hot pocket of Mexican food.
Yeah, I didn't even know. So Adelita's that one Mexican
Oh, yeah,
place I
that's
took
good.
you to on Broadway.
Right. I went there the other day.
Did you?
Well, yeah. And
They're
it
like
was,
$5 on Wednesdays, so it was a lot cheaper than a normal burrito. So I was like, let's give it a try. So yes, deep fry it.
I
It's
went
delicious.
there on a night. It was like I can't remember what night it was. And they were like, and you could tell it wasn't crazy busy. There wasn't a bunch of people waiting outside. And the guy was like, it'll be 45 minutes to an hour wait. And
What?
I was like, are you crazy? And so
And you're right there in the in the
so
room.
a couple open tables. I hate when
Right.
that happens. But maybe they had people make reservations.
Or they sent people home. There's nobody to work
I wasn't
them.
hating, but so we went to Blue Bonnet, which actually was pretty good.
Blue Bonnet can hook it up.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
So we also love steaks and burgers.
Okay.
We love ice cream, cheese, and brownies.
Wow.
So,
See, you know what the thing is?
wow, everything I eat.
I'm not a big brownie fan because to me it's just too dense and it's all chocolate. I like blondies.
Yeah,
because-
blondies are bomb.
Yeah, those are break it up a little bit.
20% of people say that eating is more enjoyable than
Than
relations. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. And the more you eat, the less sex you have.
Right.
Yeah.
And
right.
so it's like this battle of, you know, it's
I
like,
don't want to see this naked. Why do I want you to see it naked?
right. And then
Right.
all of a sudden there goes like your Wi-Fi porn consumption in the house.
Why?
Yeah.
No, because everybody's getting fatter and they're just like, I guess I'll be alone.
Love myself.
That's what we're going to be by 2050. Like a lot of people will have sex robots.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I mean, that's still a long time from now, but when you think about it, that's where our culture's heading.
Oh, no, for
Yeah.
sure. And you know that like people are going to be like, ooh, somebody's at the front door. Get downstairs, robot. Because
Right.
everybody's going to be like, ha, you had your sex robot out. No,
You're just
that's
having
my
a-
cleaning robot.
Right.
She's cleaning the floors.
When people die, there's going to be a lot of
There's sex robots
things
coming out.
found. Right. Like, oh my God, grandma had a sex robot.
you know, at some point in time, there's going to be like, we call on the jury, to the stand, the sex robot. What did he make you do? He made me do this and this. Guilty.
A
Right.
gasp from the jury box.
They're all, can you show us how he did it?
No, don't show us. Don't show us. Don't show us.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Better music,
Less commercials.
more Larry and Kathy.
So here's the deal. There's a lot of things that we talk about on the show, and we never really talk about poop per se. But this was so interesting. We really had to go here. It's really good.
We're really going here.
It's like factual. You know what I mean? It's just
It is factual, which will keep the ladies involved because you men, I've been around you and Tony. And you guys talk about poop a lot more than girls talk about poop.
Right.
You guys take pleasure in a good one.
Yeah,
you
for
want
sure.
to talk about it. You share.
Right, for sure. We're definitely
right.
ones that would like come out of there and be like, man, I think I just shot out some of my soul.
Right.
Like that was a crazy one.
Yeah, I've heard you.
Right. And then
the things you've said when you've come out of the bathroom.
Well, I had to install a garbage disposal at the bottom of my toilet to really make it happen.
Okay, so if you've seen the studies recently about people are really freaking out about the plastic in our oceans.
Right, it's really bad.
You should really be freaking out about how much poop we all put into the world.
I know, but like at least ours like kind of goes back into the earth and is nutrients.
Biodegradable.
I don't know. Have you seen the American diet? I don't think that's biodegradable anymore.
No, yeah, right. Like even the microbes that eat that stuff are like fat. They're like, now we're fat microbes.
Right. Okay, so we're going here, everybody. In a lifetime, how much can you produce?
Okay.
So,
is it a contest? Because I'm winning. I actually also installed a scale in my toilet.
Oh, no, you didn't.
He has a whole wall of fame.
Right.
The biggest one.
You know, my new deaf dog, he can produce.
Wow.
And he looks like he's starving. Like I still haven't been able to put weight on him. You see his bones.
Right, it goes right in his mouth and then right out.
That guy can produce. Like you pick it up and you're like, Jesus, this is a 5-pounder.
Sometimes Yoshi's been like that, and I've been like, impressive. Most impressive.
Yes.
But you are not a Jedi yet.
Oh, yes. See, again, men, totally different approach to poop. Okay, so here you go. Scientists tried to figure it out, and they went with the average person on an average day eliminates 14 ounces.
Okay, 14 ounces.
Of poop a day.
Okay, that's so like I'm trying to figure out what that looks like.
It's kind of light. It's like,
14 ounces. But like sometimes you go get a steak, you go, I'll get the 8 ounce
steak, right?
So that'd be like 2 steaks.
Right.
Almost.
16 ounces is a pound.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Look at him. He's so smart.
Well, I mean, I grow weed, so I know that.
He knows his ish.
Yeah.
So wait. So then.
Only 6 plants.
Yeah.
You're not going to get us in trouble because I'm not leaving my husband if you're going to get us thrown in jail.
I mean, I like your entrepreneurship, but got to be smarter about what you put out there. Okay. So 14 ounces a day. Some are more, some are less.
Right.
So
Because I would imagine like there's some people that are like, I laugh at your 14 ounces. I'm 28.
312 pounds of poop a year per person.
How much?
312 pounds.
Sometimes I think I've done like half of that in one setting. I'm like, oh my God. Damn you, chubbies.
I've seen you come out and you'll be sweating.
Right. It looked like
out of breath.
Yeah. It's like Ace Ventura when he came out of that bathroom.
The rhino.
With the shot. When he came out of the bathroom after this shark attack. I remember he's like, do not go in there.
By the time you're 21 years old, you'll have produced over 3 tons of poop.
Shut up.
Oh.
For what age?
21 years old.
Oh my God.
So over your life expectancy, for a guy, your life expectancy is around 76.
So then you pooped the size of the moon.
You'll produce over 24,000 pounds of poop. So more or less 12 tons, which is the weight of approximately 2 elephants. That's how much you, 180 pound, 220 pound, whatever kind of weight you are kind of guy, you'll produce enough poop if you make it to 76. That's the weight of 2 elephants.
Wow. Like thank your plumbing.
Right?
Everybody be thankful for indoor plumbing and the fact that there's toilets everywhere because there's some places that they still go in a hole in the ground.
Well, my dad's house back home is a septic tank.
Right.
All the houses back there in the woods are septic tanks. And so I was like,
How does that work?
Right, and they say that you replace them every 10 years or something, but now that I know how much you're producing, how does that septic tank do it?
And then does somebody...
You put stuff in it that eats away at the,
the microbes
feces and stuff, right?
But does somebody have to come drain that, or does it just drain itself?
It kind of does it itself.
Yeah. Right, and then when it starts...
Where does all that go, though, then?
I don't... Into your soil?
Yeah.
I'm not sure because it's a metal container.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I'm going to be like, you're going to have to go to the city council meeting and be like, can we get regular pipes?
Well, the electricity, because my dad's kind of in the town, so he's got the electricity, I think, that the town has, but he has the septic tank. But eventually, I think the goal is that people in this hamlet will have running pipes.
Right, aqueducts.
Which is crazy.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but this whole thing has made me gotta go.
Okay, wait. I have to tell you overall. Don't you want to know? So women, we have a life expectancy of 5 more years than you.
So you guys give more ish.
But not a lot.
Your planet's bigger that you're making.
Right.
So Kathy is full of...
Right.
Shut up.
Right.
And all together, everybody, you and me and everybody else in the world, add it all up, every year, 640 billion pounds.
Whoa.
So that's a lot of elephants.
Right. And it's not like we're shipping it into space. It's staying here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it just works its way back into the circle of life. Zambombo-heo.
And now,
I know you guys are gonna photograph me. I know it makes a cool photo. I got a cool ass car. I got a dope ass outfit on. It's all good.
Celebrity Trash and Bash.
With Larry, Kathy, and Wiggins.
sponsored by the Mike Sowell Law Firm. Call 303-GOOD-LAW. Here's Kathy J.
Wow, the dude that did the Muppets is pissed at Disney.
Oh, really?
Frank Oz. He's the original voice of Fozzie, Miss Piggy, a lot of the Muppets. He kind of created the Muppets.
Okay, so I thought the guy who did
Jim
Kermit.
Henson.
Yeah, Jim
created
Henson.
him.
Right.
Frank Oz took over.
Right, they were partners. They worked simultaneously. He was the frog and he was the pig.
Yes.
And that guy is awesome.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Because you can't they did eventually find a different Kermit because they had to.
Yeah.
Because that guy died.
Right.
But you can't replace Piggy, man. She's like Kermit. Yeah.
Right.
She's like that guy's just got that role there.
No, for sure. And then you thought Elmo had that role until
I know
Elmo was touching kids.
I know, but he was easier to replace that voice.
Yes.
I don't know. I would be like, that's not Mrs. Piggy.
Yeah, a lot of people know her voice. So back in 2004, that's when Disney bought the Muppets from Frank Oz. And he says that and Jim Henson's estate. He says that he's not a fan of the new direction. He says as much as Disney loves the Muppets and wants the best for the Muppets, and they truly believe they can do it, they just don't get it. They don't get the true rebellion, the true affection underneath the characters. He thinks that Disney should get in touch with him and some of the other old schoolers so they can show him how it's done. They've never asked me, says Frank Oz. They haven't asked any of the performers how to do it. The performers are brilliant. We would love to help them get it going again.
See, that's true. And the thing is, they do need to up their Muppet game because they still have that one 3D movie, and it's great. But I mean, it needs a redo or an update or a bigger area.
Right. The Muppets comes on HBO. Now it's not on PBS. It first airs.
Sesame Street.
Sesame Street, sorry.
Right.
It airs first on
HBO.
And then they rerun it a week later on PBS.
Right.
And it's just not
the same.
It's not. There's something different about it. I can't put my finger on it, but I try to get my girls into it, and they could care less.
Right.
And the story isn't compelling, and the guests they put on. I mean,
for sure, there was something to the people that had the original vision.
Yeah, right.
And there was that underlining, rebellion, like he said, or whatever.
Yes.
So they definitely should probably consult with them to refresh the brand.
You'd think. The internet tried to kill William Shatner this week.
For real, they said he was dead and he wasn't.
Right. So much so that people started tweeting
Oh, look,
him.
they're coming to get him. Oh, there he went.
Run, William Shatner.
Remember he used to host a show, Rescue 911?
Yeah.
William Shatner did?
Yes. And so would they find Betty by the pool?
Yeah.
He was just the host.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
William Shatner turns 87 today.
Yeah, he's one of the few that's still alive as the crew goes. I think he's alive. Michelle, the Uhura's alive.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think Chekhov is alive and Sulu, and that's it.
That's Takao.
Yeah, Takao. George Takai.
The other day, one of the sponsored links showed up on Facebook from a company called Avocet retail sales claiming Shatner had been found dead. So a fan sent it to Shatner himself and tweeted, I just wanted to let you know you're dead. Facebook told him they'd removed the ad, and he replied, thank you. I'm not planning on dying, so please continue to block those kind of ads.
He's on Star Trek, the old generation.
Yeah.
He's on Sulu, hard left. We're about to hit that planet. That's not a planet, Captain. That's Lieutenant Uhura standing in front of the view screen.
Oh, come on. Diddy recently was asked, any new artists you like? Anything as big as Biggie? And he said, Kendrick Lamar. But Kendrick's already made. He gives you the kind of Biggie feel. Then he went on to say, I'll give it to Jay-Z and Nas and Migos and Drake and Future. And he just started putting them all together. Right. Because obviously he didn't want to offend anybody.
Right. He Googled recent rappers.
Right,
and he started reading it. It was a phone interview.
Yeah.
Bill Murray, we like Bill Murray, crashed Elvis Presley's funeral.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Huh.
Back in the day.
Well, yeah, he is kind of old.
He told the Today Show that he just hopped on a flight to Memphis because something made me want to go. And this was, of course, when he was a lot younger.
Was he a celebrity yet or no?
Back in 1977, yeah, I think Saturday Night Live was happening, wasn't it?
Maybe.
So he got to Graceland just as public visitation hours were ending. He met a photographer that he knew who was covering the whole thing, so he got hooked up. The next day, he was on a bus in front of the funeral procession.
Whoa.
He said it was an extraordinary thing to see. Hundreds of thousands of people standing on a really hot day just waiting. At the cemetery, he noticed people staring and pointing at him, and then he realized he wasn't the only one they were looking at. He said he realized they were pointing at Elvis's mother's grave, and I was standing on her grave.
Whoops. Oh, great.
He said it was a very interesting moment.
Awkward.
Very interesting.
Right, and he was probably the age of the Caddyshack guy.
Yeah.
So he was like...
yeah, totally. Really young.
Looking for gophers.
His new movie, Isle of Dogs, do either of you have any interest in wanting to see that?
I haven't seen anything on it.
It's one of those claymation kind of movies,
Like,
but
right.
the story, people are like, there's a book, there's like a whole cult following for it.
Oh, cool.
And it's about like an island where dogs go. And they all have personalities, and then this one little boy's dog ends up on the island. He's got to go to the island to find his dog.
Is this from the Chicken Run people? Or
yeah, no, but it's that kind of...
claymation.
Yeah. Steven Spielberg, speaking of movies coming out, Ready Player One is coming out soon, and Steven Spielberg says, I'd rather teach you about history than entertain you these days.
Okay.
He says he feels a deeper responsibility to tell stories and have some kind of social meaning. If he had a choice between a movie that's 100% for the audience and a movie that says something about our past, I'm going to choose history over pop culture.
That's fine.
Yes, but he says Ready Player One kind of does that because I'm teaching you about all these past. Back to the Future, somebody not know. The Iron Giant, I love The Iron Giant. It was like my favorite cartoon.
Did he produce this film or did he direct?
Direct it.
Wow, that's crazy.
So pretty cool to see what he's coming up with.
It'll be kind of cool to see.
And finally, K-Fed wants more money from Britney Spears.
Yeah, and it makes sense because, when the boys come to his house, he has regular stuff.
Yeah, well.
Right. He's like regular dad. He's like, we're going to Arby's.
Yeah, right.
And then mom's like, we're going to, new
Wolfgang Puck's.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Nobu Sushi.
Right.
Right.
Well, because K-Fed is happily married and he has 2 kids with that girl. So there's 4 kids there with him. Then he has the other girl that he had with that chick before he got with Britney Spears.
The black girl.
Right.
So the girl he's dating now is like night shift at Rite Aid. And so they just have regular, hey, drink all your juice box. We don't waste here. We're not the Britney estate.
K-Fed currently gets $20,000 a month. Okay?
For the boys?
Yes, for the boys.
Okay.
And can I tell you this? I learned this on Entertainment Tonight when I was watching the story. K-Fed has full custody of them.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that crazy? Because she's always posting pictures of them at her place in Vegas.
So whenever she gets them, she gets to post
takes
a
a lot of posts.
Right.
With the whole, but he has full custody of him, which is why he gets the child support.
Yeah, I would definitely think that they need more money.
Mm-hmm. And so they're saying, he already gets twice as much as he spends. He spends like $10,000 a month.
I know, but
he gets 20.
The court's also asking, Mr. Federline, what do you do?
Yeah,
he's all, I've sent out my application a lot.
Right.
I used to be a rapper.
But Britney Spears made $135 million for her Vegas residency.
So he just wants a slice.
She just became the spokesperson for some clothing line that she's about to get in a huge endorsement deal. She's got 15 perfumes that she makes hella the money off of. So, I'm sorry if the roles were reversed and it was a guy and a wife carrying with the kids, she'd get more money.
Yeah.
He would need to like trick the kids, like through the kids get the money. Be like, well, we can't go to a movie because we're on a budget. If mommy gave us more money, I could take you guys to Universal Studios, but now we're just going to play in the backyard because I'm poor.
Right. Here's your Hulk gloves.
Right, exactly.
Here's your Iron Man mask.
From 2 years ago.
Fight.
Right, exactly. And so, Brittany's like, the boys were like, we never want to go to Dad's. We want to stay here with you. And she's like, I better write a check.
Right. Because she's enjoying her new relationship with that sexy
hot dude. She's like, you boys can't be here. Mama's going to get pounded real loud.
Britney Spears' dad is calling K-Fed's bluff, saying you don't get more child support. Jamie still is in charge of her
finances.
Money. And he makes like $130,000 a year. That's his pay.
I know, but
for taking care of her. But
for only getting paid that, he sure has a big house and some hot chicks around.
Doesn't he?
Right.
Doesn't he? But
he's getting that money that was supposed to go to K-Fed.
Yeah. Right. The residual.
Yep.
Blazing Hit Radio.
Better music.
Less commercials.
More Larry and Kathy.
It's not Friday.
No, it's pre-Friday, right, Larry?
Right. It's close. Yeah. At the end of the show, it will be officially Friday.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
People still have
For
to
me,
work all day.
that's when I'm gonna start doing drugs and drinking. But no. Happy Thursday. And what did you do last night?
I tried to clean some of the toys.
Per our conversation yesterday.
Exactly. And then I just kept thinking about the fact that Toys R Us is like
closing.
Like bye-bye.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
Because it's like having a whole toy store dedicated to toys is every kid's dream.
Yeah.
Not just a toy section at Target.
Right, but it's Target and Walmart and especially Amazon. Those are the reasons why they're closing. Because
yeah, but like I would think that kids would still want to be like, I want to look at all the stuff before I pick.
Yeah, but you don't get to play with any of the stuff before you pick.
I know, but you get to touch it.
Yeah.
There's some sort of moment there where you're like, oh my God, there's 3 things I want. I guess I'll get this one.
Picking it out in person is cool.
Right, because you got that touch. But I guess from this point on, what am I hearing?
Is this me?
Oh, no, that was Bolty bringing in toys, the Toy Story song. We're not used to somebody creeping in music. It hasn't happened in a while. Good job, Bolty.
Who said that?
Right.
Thanks, Bolty.
I remember doing a bit where it was all adult Toy Story.
I do too.
See if that's in the bit.
That was good.
Adult Toy Story.
Adult Toy Story.
But wait a minute. I would also see a parent just going, hey, showing the kid on the iPad, which one of these do you like?
Which is no different from the catalog when we were young.
Right,
you just go in and circle it.
Hit the button, and then it's like Amazon Prime gets there in like a day or whatever.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I could see that.
Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy last year and announced last week it's going to close all of its 735 stores in the United States. 31,000 people are going to be without a job. That sucks. Toy manufacturers that'll go down. So even they'll be impacted by this.
So I wonder if are they having crazy sales or did everything already get sold?
That's the thing because they're going out of business. We got to get over there and see what's on sale. Everything's still. They say 70% off, but it's still just as expensive as it was.
All right.
So that takes a minute. And by the time I make it to a sale where it's
they'll just be like a broken
90% off.
Plastic pool.
There's nothing cool there.
Yeah,
right.
Tickle Me Elmo's left.
Exactly. So you'll be able to get your stuff. If you want to go into a store, any states that have KB Toys, they're going to pick up the slack. But so sad about Toys R Us.
Right.
All those Toys Thou Homes in there talking to Woody and Buzz Lightyear.
Woody! So what's going to happen ultimately? Because I almost feel like, okay, so there goes the toy stores, and then, there goes all these other stores that can't compete with the bigger situation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Nobody goes to the mall anymore because you can do it online.
Right. So will we all just end up with hey, you ordered online, there are no stores?
It could be.
Yeah, or is the economy going to force us to go back to having stores because the jobs aren't there?
Oh, right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the jobs will just be in one warehouse after another of where all the Amazon stuff is stored and they ship it out to you. Yeah.
It's going to turn into one of those movies where you're not allowed to have fillings and your DNA's everything.
Right.
And,
Or the new one coming out with Steven Spielberg.
Oh, right.
Ready Player One.
Right. Everybody
it's about
lives
the
in
fact that none of us talk to each other, and we all go into an avatar world every day.
Right, and Earth looks like it's such a ish hole,
right,
that you go in this virtual world to escape the ish hole that the world is.
Your reality, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and weed is still legal in the future.
Yay!
Call or text us now.
I'm so excited.
On the YOLO Rum phone line.
Alexa, will you be my friend?
Of course we can be friends.
303-728-3420.
You seem very nice.
Earlier we were talking about Ready Player One, and we do have another pair of tickets for somebody to see the IMAX 3D screening of it.
Yeah.
So if you text us right now, the words Ready Player One, the first one we get, we'll make sure that you get to go to the screening with us to see it at its IMAX and 3D.
I'm so excited, and the person I know that saw it said it's good.
Text the words to 303-728-3420. Again, that's Ready Player One to 303-728-3420.
So did you hear how that driverless Uber car killed somebody?
I knew that was going to happen. And
Can't have them. I don't believe in these driverless cars.
I know that's what's going to happen. They're going to kill a couple people, and then everybody's going to take a step back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because they already say that there's big rigs out there driving around that are driverless.
Like on Logan, that movie Logan.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
And so I would think that eventually one of those is going to plow into a bus of nuns.
Right.
And they're going to be like, no, we can't have driverless semis.
Right.
So everybody's got to it almost kind of it's just going to be weird.
Tragedy.
Right. Because
for
then
them to truly pull the program.
Well, and let's say you're driving a regular car and you turn left and you cut the driverless car off, and now everybody's going to be like, well, it was the driverless car's fault. And it's like, no, it was technically your fault.
Who do you get into road rage with?
Right, exactly. You pull out the robot. Please stop hurting me. Please stop hurting me.
They don't have their insurance information.
Right,
Who am I
exactly.
exchanging stuff with? But things are way too unpredictable on the road. It doesn't make sense. Why is this something that we're pushing so hard to have on the roads?
I think that the driverless thing is crazy, but I think the next level would be, which is in Minority Report, which was all those cars that kind of drive themselves in unison on one computer system.
See, I could see that. Unless everybody has driverless cars, then they're not going to work.
Right.
Because animals jumping out or, like you said, somebody cutting you off. I mean, that's why we have accidents anyways. It's very unpredictable out there. Things can change in a heartbeat.
Right, and you need to react.
A car needs to be able to react, and they won't.
For sure, because some idiot all of a sudden cut somebody off, and now his motorcycle's cutting you off.
Right.
Is the driverless car going to be able to sense
See that? Right. I mean, it wasn't the bicyclists that it killed, weren't they up on, or they were in the bike lane?
I didn't know.
Yeah, they were where they needed to be for safety, and the Uber totally took them out. It's sad.
Right, and then it'll be like Uber with no insurance, so it'll drive away real fast.
right, totally right. It won't get lost.
Right.
It'll totally find its way through the neighborhood faster than you.
Oh my God, I remember I was driving down, it was in Thornton, and I was heading to
up
by your house, by where you live,
by
your original house.
Okay, 115th.
And I was driving down, and all of a sudden it was down by that 7-Eleven. I want to say
on 112th in Colorado. Yeah.
And all of a sudden this guy went through the intersection, and these two guys hit this guy on a motorcycle, and he literally went up in the air, and then they drove underneath him, and then he landed behind them. And then they stopped, and then they got out, and they were all, they both took off. And the guy was just laying there on the.
I was with you.
Oh, that's right.
It was 88th in Colorado.
Right.
And they took off. And
right. You could literally hear the music as they were running away. Even one of them was all.
And I hate to throw another stereotype in, but the South Platte was right there, the river.
Exactly. So then we heard two splashes.
Got into a river to escape. I hate to keep adding, but we saw that.
Right.
Okay. It wasn't
they floated to REI, and then they bought a boat.